It's 6 o'clock in the evening, New Year's Eve, 1984. Captain Cook's new orders are to make his way to Grid Square Green 10 in an attempt to intercept an incoming wolf pack of Soviet diesel-electric submarines. Spirits are quite high on board after the crew's latest victory, a textbook stalk and surprise attack on an enemy missile sub. Trafalgar's greatest weapon is stealth, and Ed Cook is rapidly proving himself to be an expert at the art. Their targets thus far have been almost entirely enemy submarines, with the exception of one Polish freighter sadly caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. Submarines, unfortunately, have a less than stellar reputation at home in the United Kingdom. The constant U-boat attacks on British merchants during the Second World War is still very much within living memory for a lot of people, and many can point to a relative who served in either the surface fleet on a destroyer or in the merchant navy. The crew is well aware of this unfortunate fact, but rest easier in the knowledge that their mission is primarily one of defence, and this has proven to be the case in their campaign so far. In this war, Britain's submarines can directly intercept and attack those who would do harm to the very same convoys that lived in fear of the U-boat 40 years ago, and while with each victory they condemn hundreds of Soviet sailors to a harrowing death, it is done with the knowledge that, according to the brutal arithmetic of naval warfare, they have saved even more lives out on the North Atlantic. Each man must eventually wrestle with these ethical questions in his own way, in his own time. But thankfully, life on board is busy enough that everyone is mostly kept occupied with the job at hand. There'll be plenty of time for philosophy when the war is over. As ever, Trafalgar is outnumbered, but on this occasion she is potentially sailing straight for a wolf pack of up to 4 enemy submarines, and on the captain's mind is the possibility of facing a Soviet Kilo-class submarine. The Kilo, known to the Soviets as the Halibut, is the newest and greatest diesel-electric submarine design to come out of the Soviet Union. Unlike Trafalgar, it is not a nuclear-powered boat, which means it is comparatively quite slow, and it must periodically surface or use a snorkeling mast to vent diesel fumes from its engines. The upside of this, however, is that the Kilo is naturally much quieter than a nuclear sub when running on electric power. This fact, combined with its coating of anechoic tiles on the outside of the hull, makes it among the stealthiest boats ever put to sea, allowing it to elude even NATO's most advanced sensors. As if that weren't enough, it's also equipped with the best sonar equipment the USSR can provide, and carries 18 of their most advanced torpedoes. Among them are the deadly UGST wake-homing torpedoes designed specifically to seek and destroy surface shipping, as well as Test 71 electric homing torpedoes, which include not only an active sonar homing system, but TV guidance, allowing the operator to visually identify an enemy target and guide the warhead to its destination. There is no doubt, then, that hunting these vessels is going to prove a serious challenge, and any confrontation is going to be largely decided by whoever is detected first. There's one bright spot in all of this, though, which is that they are headed for the open Atlantic. It was considered more likely by NATO admirals that these vessels would be sent to shallower waters like the North Sea. However, on this occasion, that does not appear to be the case, which means that Trafalgar will be able to make use of her considerable depth advantage. The trick, though, of course, will be finding them in the first place, and that is easier said than done. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Cold Waters. The waters are very cold, you see. It's not very cold in this room right now, though, I gotta say. My new computer kicks out so much bloody heat that I really don't need central heating in here anymore. It's going to be fun filming videos in here in the summer. That's all I can say. Anyway, welcome back, everybody. Previously, when we left off, we sank a Charlie-class missile submarine. A damn fine job of it we did too, if I do say so myself. His escort had no idea where we were. Went quite well. We're probably long overdue a screw-up, aren't we, now I think about it. Our current orders, just to give you a refresher. are to intercept a wolf pack of enemy diesel-electric attack subs, which within the next 7 days will attempt to sail and transit the GI-UK gap. They must be sunk before they get the opportunity to cause mayhem along the North Atlantic convoy routes. Intelligence believes the pack may consist of 2 to 4 boats. Probably going to be Tangos, probably going to be Kilos. If we're lucky, maybe they'll throw in a Romeo or something. Romeo? Is that the one I'm thinking of? The old museum piece? I know there's the whiskey that's the really old one, but I don't think they use that in this campaign. Anyway, we're going to go to Patrol Area Green 10 and then sit around and wait for something to turn up. So that's what we're going to do. Some enemy subs transiting out that way. Between the UK and the Faroe Islands. It's not who we're after, I don't think. Because we just got these orders, so I'd be surprised if it was them. Mind you, they are moving quite slowly. Diesel-electric subs will not move very quick on the campaign map, at least not generally speaking. I've got new headphones today, actually. Hopefully, anytime you make any kind of change to an audio setup, it invariably ends up, you know, resulting in a few screw-ups and glitches in the system. But I'm hoping that won't be the case with these today. They are noise-cancelling, though, so I have to get used to the idea of not being able to hear my voice quite so clearly. Or it could be either of these groups. Jesus. Okay, right. Got these guys to deal with, and it looks like there's another pack of Soviet subs headed south towards us as well. Where our speed is 5 knots, our depth is 15 meters, our heading is 97 degrees. Let's have a look at the status report. We have 23 tigerfish. Let's stick another one in the tubes. We have nothing of anything else other than 2 decoys remaining. That's all we got left to play with in terms of decoys, which is a little concerning. I'm going to have to bring more of them next time. And we, of course, still have no missiles. I'm going to maybe potentially revise that policy and maybe keep a couple of missiles and stores for emergencies, because, as some folks in the comments have pointed out, the harpoons can be situationally useful for chasing down fleeing enemy ships after an engagement. I mean, there's not a lot of ships that'll be running away from us that we can't actually just catch by, you know, going full pelt after them, but it's something worth considering at least. Interestingly, while we can have the T-LAMs, the Tomahawk land attack missiles, we can't have the Tomahawk anti-ship missiles for some reason. I don't know why that is. The Trafalgar class definitely should have been able to carry the Tomahawk anti-ship missiles, but for some reason they're not available in the list here. Maybe there is a reason for it that I'm not aware of, but yeah, they're not available for some reason. Doesn't really matter though, because I think generally speaking the harpoons tend to be better because they're smaller and faster. The Tomahawks are much easier for the Soviets to shoot down, so I don't really care. It's just something I noticed. But anyway, close to 15 kilometers, because if these are diesel subs, I want to get nice and close, so I can actually, you know, potentially hear the buggers. Let's do this.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
New contact bearing 56 designated 01. Oh, I gotta say, actually, these new headphones, they are lovely with this game.
Contact bearing 095 designated Sierra.
They have really, really good bass on them, and this game has a lot of low background bass stuff going along. Well, we've definitely found the buggers, haven't we? Let's go up to periscope depth and do a radar sweep anyway, just to make sure none of these are merchant ships. But stuff like I can hear the soft whoosh 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 of the propeller at the back there, for example, which I just, you know, I couldn't hear that at all on my speakers. It's a lot more immersive, if you'll pardon the pun. It's also a lot louder. That's the only problem I've had with it. These headphones don't have an audio control on them, so everything's super loud now. Okay, let's
raise the radar mast.
Raise the radar mast, see what we can find. Okay, Master 3 over there is clearly a surface vessel of some description.
Con sonar, mast make depth 0.
It's a partisan. It's a Soviet... Ah, another polar ship. This one, though, marked in green. So this one is not apparently a designated target from Submarine Command, so we will be leaving it alone. I think I'm going to stick to my policy of only targeting red shipping, as in it's literally red on the screen here. For whatever reason, this one is not a designated target, but the other one was. Which means that Sierra 1 and Sierra 2 down there are probably submarines, although Sierra 1 here is so close that we can actually... we've got a surprisingly good fix on it even without identifying it. Let's see if we can do that, shall we? What are you... Ooh, do we have a winner? Foxtrot!
Con sonar, Sierra 1.
That's the one I was thinking of, not the Romeo. Foxtrot is what I was thinking of, and yeah, they have thrown us a Foxtrot. That's not bad. As we aptly demonstrated last time, we can bully Foxtrots quite easily. Unfortunately for them. Oh dear. We get a look at it? Oh, we don't have a good enough solution yet, but it's there. To quote Indiana Jones. My God, why did it surface us? I said periscope depth. I must have misclicked royally there. Good grief. It's a good thing there are no surface ships around. That's cock up number 1 for the day. Alright, anyway. As I was about to say, as Indiana Jones once said, it belongs in a museum, does the Foxtrot. Not on the battlefield. But it's here anyway. Apparently, I think that as the campaign continues and if we continue to sink more and more Soviet shipping, they will start to rely on older submarines rather than the newer ones. You know, to keep numbers up, which is interesting. So the fact that we're seeing... that's the second Foxtrot we've seen. I don't know, maybe that's a good sign. I'm more worried about the second guy, though. If there's a Kilo out here, we probably can't hear it at all. Because they are so freaking quiet that I often can't find Kilos unless I go active sonar. They're buggers like that. Now you... Ooh. Having said that... Actually, no, I don't think that's a Kilo. I think that's another Foxtrot. No, or Tango, sorry. I can't read, apparently. I think that's a Tango. I mean, it's difficult to say. It's this line here is the trick. And I'm leaning closer to the screen right now, actually, to get a better look at it. And I think that's a Tango. If it was a Kilo, this line would be a little further to the right. It's so easy to misidentify stuff in this. It really is. And if you misidentify it, you get a negative to your... solution building. Even if you reclassify it correctly afterwards, you still get a penalty. So you really want to get it right the first time, or just leave it alone if you're not sure. But I think that's a Tango. Like I said, if it was a Kilo, I'm not sure I'd be able to hear it right now. I'm going to go with the Tango for that. There's not a lot in it, though. So, what depth are these fellas hanging out at? The Foxtrot is down at about, call it 70. As is the Tango by the looks of things. Oh, no, wait, no. The Tango's a bit higher up. He's about 60 meters. Okay. Well, if it is just a Foxtrot and a Tango, this should, hopefully,
come left to 0,
be very straightforward stuff. Looks like there's no thermal layer or duct today. The seafloor is very far below us. Far enough to be a complete non-issue. Let's come down to 100 meters. Oh, and
lower the radar mast.
Lower the mast. Down she goes, HMS Trafalgar. Silent as a tomb. Hopefully she won't become one at some point. What's the target solution on these guys then? Let's have a look. 40% on the Tango, 95% on the Foxtrot. The 40% on the Tango bothers me. But I think it looks to me like I did classify it correctly, so I'm going to maneuver around to get behind the Foxtrot. That's my plan at the moment. I'm still very much operating on the assumption, though, that there might be another Kilo or two out here somewhere that I don't yet know about. Our briefing did say 2 to 4 subs, and it is odd that we haven't seen any kilos yet, so... Let's deploy the towed array, actually, while we're at it, since we're going nice and parallel to these guys.
Helm, steady course.
Out goes the towed array. Lovely bit of technology, that. Something that the Tango and the Foxtrot do not possess. I don't know if Kilos have a towed array now I think about it. I'm not sure. Do they? Doesn't look like they do. That's interesting. Good to know, at least. She does look majestic, doesn't she? Even with the derpy eyeball. Someone told me what the derpy eyeball was, actually, a while ago. I think it's like an environment... It's sonar related, but it's a different sonar to the main array in the nose, which is what this is. It's like an environmental sonar or something. I'm not really sure exactly. There was a cutaway diagram and everything, and it's been long enough that I've forgotten what was on it now. It's sonar related, though. That much I do know. Okay, let's have a look at your sensor comparisons. Let's see, -1 for this Tango, but I think the sensor comparison data can sometimes be a little squirrely if you don't have a good pin on their location, so this will change. What we do know for almost for certain is that the Foxtrot can't hear us, and he's at -11 passive right now, so we're in no real danger of being spotted. You, on the other hand, Mr. Tango, you're an unknown quantity at the moment still, so I'm gonna just hit time compression here, and oh my god, is he coming this way? Please don't let that be true. Because that's gonna be a problem, if it is. Okay. Wait a minute, is he on the surface? Look. Surely not. Bloody hell, he's surfaced. What's going on? You know the Foxtrot, he's not surfaced, he's down here. Is the Tango surfaced? It looks like he might have done. Either that or I've catastrophically misidentified that guy. Just out of curiosity, is there any merchant shipping that would fit the same profile? No, it doesn't look like it. No, it definitely looks like a Tango, and he definitely seems to be on the surface for some reason. She's certainly a little... And he's definitely coming this way, to boot. Oh, hello. Who are you? Are you that elusive Kilo I've been looking for? Actually, we can't really tell at the moment. It might be, but it also might not be. Well, I seem to have found myself in completely the wrong position right now.
Come left 2, 3,
let's go this way.
Helm I.
They seem to be coming this... I thought they were going this way. They're apparently not. They're turning this way, which is a problem. One glance at the campaign map before we started this engagement actually probably would have told me the direction they were going, and I should have paid more attention to that, admittedly.
Come right 2, 0.
Crumbs. We're at +2 on his passive right now. -7 on the Foxtrots. This guy, on the other hand, I still don't know what the hell to make of him.
Con, helm, steady course.
Would have very much liked to have gotten around these guys.
Come left.
What kind of speed are you guys doing? 8 knots.
Con, helm, steady course.
See if we can create some distance here. Narrow our profile as well. Aha, you are a Kilo. Okay. The crew's managed to identify it for us, even though, I mean, that's pretty sketchy information right there, but apparently it's a Kilo, which would explain why it was the quietest of the bunch. Probably has the best sensors as well. Definitely has better sensors than the Foxtrot. You can see the difference there. Even though it's further away, it can hear us better. Although, rather crucially, none of them can hear us at all right now. And I'd really like to keep it that way. There's a lot of torpedoes that come at us in quick succession otherwise. Stop! Just change direction, Mr. Tango, please. Just make a left, for the love of God. For your sake and mine.
Come right to 352. Helm I. Con, helm,
Oh,
steady course.
gosh, I think the jig might be up very soon. Maybe we should try and change depth. I don't know how much that's actually going to help us on this occasion. But we'll give it a go. That'll put us below launch depth, potentially, but it might also save our bacon. They're all headed this way right now.
Come right to 028. Helm I.
I saw a +8 flash up there.
Helm,
It's getting close.
steady course.
Change direction, Mr. Tango. Take a left. You know you want to. +8, +7.
Dive at 600.
+9. If it hits 10, we're in trouble.
Come left to 017. Helm I.
Slow it down.
Big turns.
2 knots.
2 knots. Maneuvering I. Con, helm, steady course.
Yeep. This is gonna be close. Oh, I think slowing down helped. My God, another one? Really?
9. Designated Sierra.
You're a
5.
kilo, aren't you? Yeah, you've got to be. That'll be white. Yeah.
Con, sonar, Sierra. 5.
Okay.
Classified
There are
as
4 subs,
submarine.
including a very, very sneaky kilo. Flippin' ogre. He's down here, is that right? We have no idea where he is, honestly. I'm sure we'll figure it out eventually. Hello, Mr. Tango. Are you still... Stop curving this way, you bastard.
Come right to 040. Helm I. Con,
There's the
helm,
kilo.
steady course.
They are so freaking stealthy, those things. It's amazing. Doing 112 decibels at the minute, occasionally jumping between that and 110. You're also very stealthy. But are we stealthy enough? That is the question. Do you know what? We'll stop.
Make turns for 0 knots. Maneuvering I.
I don't want to hear so much as a pin drop, gentlemen. (110 decibels). 109 we're going down to there occasionally. That'll be thanks to our crew training. That 108 I saw there. Yeah, being very quiet. Just need to get behind these guys, get in their baffles, and we'll have at them. I've got 4 tigerfish right here. I'll fire 1 at each of them, if needs be. Though they are spreading out a bit right now, which is sensible. It's the 2 kilos I'd like to murder first, if we can possibly do so.
Come right to
Alright.
1
1 knot, please. No more, no less.
1 knots. Maneuvering I.
One knot only, please.
Come right to 175.
What kind of
Helm
depth
I.
are these guys at? The kilos are down there. Is the Foxtrot still on the surface? No, he's come back down again. My only assumption is like maybe he was going up to get some air or something. But the thing is, like these diesel subs, they had snorkel devices, which are basically a mast that you raised that would allow the sub to remain submerged, but also have this mast poking out of the water, which would allow you to get oxygen into the sub and allow you to send diesel fumes out of the sub, so you could run the diesel engines underwater as well. You didn't need to surface. They had the snorkel instead for that, which was actually a German invention from World War II. But it was still used well into the Cold War here, because diesel-electric subs, unlike nuclear subs, could not make their own oxygen. So, at least I believe they couldn't anyway.
Come right to 210.
Okay, so far so good. Let's have a look at that. I'm gonna unpause undo the time compression there for a second. Let's have a look at the sensor info we've got. The Tango and Foxtrot have no idea where we are. We're in their baffles. But it's the kilos that I want. If we can kill a couple of kilos and lose the other two, I will consider this a very successful mission indeed. Because those little guys should be our priority target.
Come left to
Let's take a look at them, actually. There they are. Got that weird tail with only like the bottom rudder there. But aside from that, pretty cool looking sub. 6 tubes on the front. And yes, very, very stealthy, very, very quiet. I believe it has an anechoic coating, just like we do. Has the best sensors and torpedoes that are available to a sub of this era for the Soviets as well. It's been outfitted with the best they've got, with the exception of a towed array. Anyway, if these things had towed arrays, they'd be a real menace, honestly. At that point, like, you know, the only thing we'd have over them is speed and slightly better passive sensors. In fact, it's frankly nothing short of a miracle I can hear these guys right now. So try and make sure we don't lose them is the main thing for me right now, actually.
219.
Bring us back up to 5 knots.
Make turns for 5
and we'll keep an eye on this
maneuvering
sensor info. I might be able to speed up a bit beyond 10 knots, actually. And I probably will need to if I want to keep up with them. They're doing 8 at the moment, so... Let's see. Bit of time compression. Although it looks like
steady course.
This could take a while before I can get into a position that I like. So, ladies and gents, I will return when something of note has happened. I shall continue stalking these guys in the meantime. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that didn't actually take very long. I am now officially in the baffles of all 4 of them. This one I'm a little surprised by, but we've just crossed into his baffles cone behind him. It looks like minus 50 on every single damn one of these guys. I'm gonna float along a little bit longer here, just so that my torpedo has a slightly better angle. And hopefully what I'm gonna do is basically just send 4 passive homing torpedoes right up the backsides of these guys. That's my plan. I think I'm going to go with passive homing, just, you know, so they don't hear it coming. They are very quiet submarines, which obviously would make passive homing a little trickier, but they also do have anechoic coating, so maybe it evens out in the long run. Probably just quite difficult targets to acquire. Now, they're getting a little far away from me here. I want to just verify that my range is good. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, we're fine on range, I think, anyway. I hope... we just need to float on up to firing depth, which should be about 400 meters. Although really, I should try and match them if we want to have the best odds of making this work, so... Let's go up to about... Well, they are all quite shallow at the moment. About 30 meters? I wonder if this sensor thing will change here as we come up.
Come right to 277 helm aye. Con, helm, steady course.
Alright, 100 meters to go. 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40. 38 meters. I'm just gonna... Yeah, I've hit the X key on the keyboard, which neutralizes all the control surfaces. Will stay level at the depth we're at. Okay. Gotta fire at the furthest target first. Probably be a good idea. Okay. Here goes.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir.
Kept its wire as well. Genius.
Con, fire control.
Right, that one we lost, unsurprisingly.
Shoot 2-3.
That one kept
Aye,
it.
sir.
And this last one
Shoot 2-4.
kept it as well. 3 out of 4 ain't bad with our odds. My god. That gives us some fun options. I'm going to dogleg a couple of these, I think. But you know, you need to dogleg up this way, don't you? And you need to go a little bit down that way. Alright, time compression, let's go. Come on, little tiger fishies. I hope you've got the range for this.
Passing 100 feet.
Uh-oh. What's our depth right now? I'd like us to be down at 100 meters, please.
Knots. Maneuvering
I don't want to accidentally surface the boat again. Shouldn't have been changing depth there, but we seem to be. Keep an eye on their activation points.
Con sonar, master 3 is cavitating.
That's interesting. Why are you cavitating? Speeding up a bit, isn't he? Oh, is he doing a crazy Ivan right now? Is he checking his baffles? Oh gosh, that's not good. I don't want you to check your baffles. I really don't want you to check your baffles right now, dude. Please, no. Yeah, that's the biggest danger right now, is that one of the subs will hear one of the torpedoes that's going for a different sub, and kind of sound the alarm. You see, looks like he's changed direction, but not by much.
Con, dive at 100. Dive aye.
As long as the torpedoes are inactive, they're also quieter as well, which is important. Come on. Let's do a lag pursuit with this torpedo on this kilo. We want to get right behind him rather than try and intercept. I might have number 1 go active soon, because I'd like to... Well, having said that, if it goes past Sierra 1, Sierra 1 will know there's a torpedo there and raise the alarm. Oh, again, this kilo's breaking off now as well, and speeding up. What speed are you doing right now? 17 knots? We can still catch you at inactive. Thankfully, the Achilles heel of the diesel electric sub is its slowness. The Tango might be the one who finds out what's happening, but it might hopefully be a little too late by the time something does. Oh, it's a good thing I checked, actually. 1 or 2 of these guys have changed depth. The kilo over here, Sierra 5, he's noticeably lower. Not by much, but he has changed depth a bit. Time compression on again.
Con sonar, master 3 is cavitating.
Master 3? That can't be right. No, it said Sierra 1 is cavitating, not it does this sometimes. It plays the wrong sound file for the target. Sierra 1 is cavitating. I was going to say, Master 3 was the merchant ship I've long since lost contact with. Yeah, they're all splitting up at the moment, aren't they? This is quite interesting.
Con sonar, Master 3 is cavitating.
Well, I've lost sight of Sierra 1 at this point. I'm hoping our torpedo can find him.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Okay, good. Well, do you know what? I think Torp 1 might be homing in on Sierra 1 instead of Sierra 2. Let's correct that, shall we? Okay, Tigerfish number 3. Oh, okay, the jig's up. They're dropping noisemakers. Okay, let's see. You, number 1. You're going active.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Pingy ping 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 from you, please. You are going active. Number 4, you're going active. Are you at the correct depth? And you're not. Let's get you down there. Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine. Sierra 4 is still pretty much up at this level.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Sierra 1 is still trying to go after the Foxtrot. At this point, that might not be a terrible idea, because honestly, I think the dumb Tigerfish might not get him. I'm gonna have it keep going this way for now. Number 3. How are you doing depth-wise? You need to come down a bit. Good. Let's match him there. And you need to come down a bit as well. Give the best chance of acquiring the guy. If only I could see what that Torpedo 2 was doing. That'd make my life easier. Looks like 4 is acquired? Yeah, 4 has acquired. 3, I'd really like you to acquire next. Do me a favour. Let's have you go passive again. Ooh. As soon as it went passive, it almost acquired there. I think it had the tango for just a second, and then I moved it a bit, and then yeah, it's got it again now. That's that anechoic coating, I suppose. Oh no, come on, keep going that way.
4, 3.
Is this Kilo Sustus right now?
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 2, 6, 7.
He's going. Yeah, he's dropping noisemakers. Yeah, both these guys are. Okay. I'm going to keep you guys on passive. I think genuinely we might have a better chance of acquiring on passive than with active against these guys. You know what? I'm going to have you turn around and you're going to go try and kill the Foxtrot, because the Foxtrot is honestly, at the end of the day, a bigger threat than the Tango is. Sorry, not the... I've got it completely backwards. I meant to want you to go for the Tango.
6, 6.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
But if the, mind you, if the Foxtrot is right there. How are we doing, guys? Go, little Tigerfish. Yep, they're dropping noisemakers, they're diving.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 2, 4, 0. Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 2, 6, 4.
And you're going for the noisemaker. Please do not do that. Should stop cheating, shouldn't I, really?
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Weapon acquired, good. Number 3.
Sierra 1, last bearing.
Right, the Foxtrot's down. We got it.
Contact breaking up.
Would have preferred the Tango, but I just, you know, in the heat of the moment there, I just decided, screw it. I know where the Tango is. I can send the torpedo towards him. Let's just take what we can get right now.
Noisemaker bearing 263.
Alright, come on, Tigerfish 4. He's still diving.
Fire control, weapon
Stay
acquired.
with him. Looks like 3 is having some difficulty. I don't know what it's doing right now. Oh, it's got him again.
Con sonar lost contact.
Kilo, Sierra 4's down, Sierra 5's down.
Bearing
Beautiful.
237. Contact breaking up.
Down he goes. Sorry, chaps. Your fancy Kilo submarine did not save you today. They both kind of look the same, don't they? For obvious reasons. You'd have been both of them in the same place as well. I mean, they did pretty much exactly the same evasive maneuver, didn't they? The Tango is still up and running. The Foxtrot is going down with all hands. You can hear their noisemakers fizzing away in the background. The question now remains basically whether or not do I want to finish off this Tango.
Come right to.
It might be a waste of a torpedo we could use later. But I don't know why. I don't see a compelling reason to just let this guy go, given the option of, you know, ridding ourselves of his presence.
Make turns for.
What's our depth right now? 100 meters? Yeah.
Maneuvering eye.
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Looks like at some point we stowed our towed array, and I don't remember doing that, but hey.
Con, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
Well, it's not over till the fat lady sings, but I tell you what, that encounter nearly went from total disaster at the start to a textbook attack at the end. It was touch and go there for a while. I think I made the right call in slowing us down to 2 knots when I did. I think if I hadn't done that, if I'd carried on poodling along at 5 knots, they would have heard us. Now, actually, it's an interesting thing to talk about, I suppose, while we wait. You sit here and wait and try and track down the Tango.
Come right 309.
Apparently, in cold waters, there is an automatic detection radius of, I think, 2 kilometers around enemies. If you get within 2 kilometers of them, they will automatically detect you, even if you're in their baffles, unfortunately, I think. Which is a real shame, because in real life, submarines got very, very close without being detected. You look at the waterfall sonar display here, and you look at the different profiles we have available. You know, I can flick through this, and I got Kilo, Foxtrot, Romeo, blah 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 blah. A question to ask yourself is: how did we get this information? How did we get this in the first place? Why do I have a computer here full of all these sound profiles that I can easily use to identify what sub an enemy is? And the answer is, some ballsy fellas in the Cold War floated around under the water, chased and tailed Soviet submarines, and recorded the sounds they made in order to get these profiles. And one of the ways they did that was to come up behind them in their baffles and get incredibly close to them, as in, if the Soviet submarine had gone down a little bit, you would have crashed into them close. Without being detected. In fact, they would use their periscopes quite often, you know, poke it up while underwater to actually visually inspect the enemy submarine above them. This is probably a topic I could discuss in one of the intros to these videos, which I'm glad you guys have been enjoying, by the way. There are a lot of work to put together, but it seems like it's a good idea.
Come left
Seems people like it.
95. Helm eye.
Let's go silent running. Take a right turn.
359. Helm eye.
Deploy the towed array. Get listening.
Con sonar.
Hello, sailor.
Steady course.
We found him again. Looks like we're still in his baffles, potentially.
Come left to 268. Helm eye. Come left to 289. Helm eye.
Come on, Milado, let's get a solution on you, shall we? We are slowly building one.
Come left to 274. Helm
I hope he's a
eye.
bit closer than he actually is right now. Than he appears to be, I should say. Yeah, he is closer, thank goodness for that. Okay. Sir? I think it's time for you to kick the bucket just like your friends did. If I were him, I'd be zigzagging all over the shop right now trying to clear my baffles, but apparently this guy is up for a Darwin Award because he's just going back in a straight line again. Alright, this is probably going to go dumb. I beat the odds massively there with my wires in that original attack. It would have gone very differently, I suspect, had I not done that. I'm going to assume this one's going to go dumb, in which case I reckon I probably wanted to go active maybe around here-ish, just to be on the safe side.
Con, dive at 3-0, dive I.
Good, okay.
Shoot 2-1.
No, I kept the cable as well, good grief. I swear to God, folks, I haven't been editing the text files for the weapons. We have just rolled a lot of natural 20s today. Got a lot of those nice Mod 2 or Mod 4s or whatever they were. The slightly improved Tigerfish that was slightly less rubbish. The captain's been saving them for a special occasion. Well, be that as it may then, let's just get right up behind him. He's hanging a right turn, a very slight one. Honestly, what? He's still maintaining the same depth, more or less, mate. Yeah. Okay. Gonna activate the torpedo. I'm gonna make sure it just goes straight. There we go. I really wish you could make them go straight as an option on here. All you get is left turns, right turns in a circle, or the snake pattern. There's no option, unfortunately, to have them just be a straight runner. I'm sure on the real torpedo you probably could set it as a straight runner. This seems like a very odd selection of modes, frankly, but must be a game engine limitation or something. But because I would have, ideally, in the scenario we were just in there, I would have set everything to be a straight runner instead of doing the snake search pattern. Alright, let's speed this up. I'd like to watch one of the torpedoes impact today. That would be quite fun. Who doesn't like explosions, after all? We don't see a lot of them because I insist on switching back to the map, you know, to sort of reduce the god's eye view of the torpedo element of things a bit. But on this occasion, I think this might go straight up his tailpipe without him being any the wiser until it's too late.
Fire control.
Yep, it's acquired him. Well, this is a very complacent Foxtrot, Captain. Sorry, Tango, Captain. And he's about to pay the price. Oh, is he reacting? He's diving.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 2. Last bearing 275. Contact breaking up.
And there it is, folks. Right in the bum. Right. Enough listening to the haunting sounds of it going down. Oh god, how do I get my HUD back? There we go. Lovely, right. And all on the surface is quiet. I'm going to retract the towed array for now. Just so there's sometimes a glitch if you don't retract the towed array and then deploy into a new mission later. That can sometimes get a bit funky. So I'm just going to retract that now, even though they probably wouldn't do that in real life. And leave. No vessels, weapons, aircraft, or flooding. We engaged the Foxtrot, Tango, Kilo, and we sunk the lot of them. 14,200 tons of enemy submarines. We have 18 Tigerfishes remaining, and we didn't have to use any of the decoys today. I thought we certainly would have to at one point very early on in this encounter, as I said, but luckily no. Crew proficiency increased as well, which is nice. Okay, from Cobb Sublant, Commander of Submarines Atlantic, I believe. Although we'd probably be getting our orders from ComSub Eastlant, I think. Commander of Submarines East Atlantic, who I think was a British admiral. Whereas ComSublant was an American admiral. I think. During this period-ish, possibly. I don't know if that's strictly speaking accurate for 1984, but I think it might be. Fine work dealing with those boats, Commander. Every sub we kill makes it that much safer for our Navy and merchant colleagues. Await additional orders on this downlink. Supplies getting to troops. Submarine attacks and merchant convoys transiting the English Channel have decreased in recent days. I'm sorry, what? First of all, it wasn't the English bloody Channel. I'm not... Imagine trying to send submarines into the English Channel as the Soviets. I think that's probably a very bad idea. Okay, whatever. An Alliance press spokesman provided little information, but did state that we will make the most of our current good luck and continue to bring the fight to enemy sub-forces. Some analysts were surprised at the Soviet losses, especially the hits taken by what were thought to be nearly undetectable advanced diesel-electric submarines. I think both our equipment and our training are much better than many people realise, said one NATO expert. Well then, indeed. Right, so new orders. Intelligence estimates indicate that enemy Spetsnaz commandos will land from submarine in the vicinity of Hoffen within the next 7 days, where they will attempt to disrupt Allied operations. You are ordered to intercept and eliminate them before they land. Locate and sink the enemy submarines transporting the Spetsnaz commandos. And also, secondary objective, locate and sink any escorting submarines if possible. Okay, well... this should be interesting. This is a mission type that we can get ourselves to land commandos. We've not had it so far. I don't know if we will actually eventually get that. But we could certainly end up trying to land some Royal Marines or SBS guys in a mission potentially in the future. I don't know though. Yeah, logically speaking, I would imagine the Soviets would probably use an old cranky diesel-electric submarine for a job like this. I'm not expecting, you know, anything crazy, but then again, who knows in the game, you know, could end up fighting a flippin' Sierra or an Alpha or something for all I know. But yeah, I don't know where Hoffen is. I guess we'll find out. I'll have a look at the map. We're getting a lot of anti-sub missions so far. I would have liked a bit more in the way of anti-surface to shake things up a bit, but we did sort of miss out on that one anti-surface vessel mission we got given. But this is the nature of playing as NATO in this game, is very much more focused on attacking enemy submarines. You know, the overall role of NATO's subs in the Atlantic and in the Norwegian Sea was ultimately a defensive one when they weren't doing espionage anyway. But, you know, an opportunity to sink some Soviet capital ships could be interesting one of these days, hopefully. We'll see. Our crew proficiency is regular, 7 of 40. Seasoned torpedoman. Nice. 2 reloads 2 seconds faster. Noisemaker reloads 18 seconds now. That's good. I like that a lot. I'll keep improving the Noisemaker reload, boys. Not that we've had to use any so far, I must admit, actually. I'm a little surprised by that, but hey, there's always time for me to screw up. Damage control as well is good. Self-noise reduction 1.5 decibels, that's very nice. Cool. Continue on course. Right, okay, right. Well, before we deal with those Spetsnaz, it looks like there's some Soviet subs headed directly towards us, so we can try and evade those guys or just let them come to us and then sink the buggers. I don't know what we're going to do yet, but whatever happens, it will be in the next episode. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have, and I will see you next time, where I will make a decision on what to do with these guys. I don't know if we can get away from them, honestly. Where's Hoffen, out of curiosity? It said Hoffen on the map, on the briefing rather. I don't see a Hoffen anywhere here. I see Andoya, Narvik, Trondheim, Bergen, Oslo, Stockholm, obviously over there. Oh, it's in Iceland. That's why. They're trying to disable the socials now. That's what they're doing. I see. Yeah, that is the thing the enemy can do. Actually, is they'll drop off Spetsnaz, and if they are successful, what they'll typically end up doing is actually disabling some of the socials net. That's usually how that goes. So, yeah, they'll be looking to try and get rid of this here. Interesting. Well, we can't have that, can we? They give us a patrol. Well, we'll find out next time. Ladies and gents, thank you very much. Toodaloo.